There we go. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Peace to everybody out there, man. How we feeling
Yeah,
tonight,
yeah, yeah.
folks?
Feeling great, fellas. It's another Thursday night, episode 89, live from the trap, live from the car phone. You know what we doing over here, man. Sipping responsibly. It's the Almighty. It's the RSC.
Yeah. Word.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like we've been doing, man, bringing y'all some really, really fire guests. We are going to reintroduce ourselves, plus introduce our guest this evening. But before we get into all of that, this is the part of the show that we call the show before the show, otherwise known as survey time. So, survey question to go around the ring tonight is: we have Forbidden Door on the way. A lot of moving and shaking. We see New Japan is involved. We see CMLL is involved. Stardom is involved. A lot of people are involved. But will we see somebody that we don't know, that we don't expect? Will we see a debut for this year's Forbidden Door? What say y'all? I say yeah. We're going to have a few debuts. Now, the interesting thing here is this a debut for the roster, or is this like a one-time, one-night-only type of debut? I'm going to say yes to both, actually.
Okay. Brill, what say you?
I definitely think it's going to be both. I'm not. It's probably one that's going to be signed to AEW, and then one that's probably going to pull up. Hey, I'm here to collect the check, get a pop, and then going back to doing my business. So I definitely say yes to that one.
Bug, what you say?
Yeah, I think both. I think there's definitely going to be some people that ain't going to be there for more than one show, and some people that'll probably be there for for a little bit longer than that.
I'm going to go with no. I think the roster's set as is, and everyone that's coming through the Forbidden Door, whether it's CMLL or New Japan, we've already seen them previously in a stint in AEW. I think this is it. So no debut at Forbidden Door. Let's start the show.
No debut at Forbidden Door, but it'll be a dope show, just like this one right here. Let's get it started right now. Peace to y'all, it's the Ringside Club Paul, A.O., Blame Boogie, Chad Law. The power's back, triple power bomb. The big dog trio in the stream yard. Go outside, hit the venue guard. It's all love when you see us, Lord. Back to the pad, on air for the pod. Ringside Club, intro to the squad. Let the show start. Peace, 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 peace. Peace to you and yours. Peace to the gods, of course. Peace to the earths. Everybody out there in ear and eyes reach. It's us, broadcasting live from the Empire Tri-State like we usually do every Thursday night, 9:05 live. It's the Ringside Club. Now, of course, we have a special guest. Of course, you know us. We're going to reintroduce ourselves. Before we get started, man, make sure you check out theringsideclub.com. All the past episodes, future episodes, everything you need to know is right there. We're live right now on YouTube, live right now on X. But if you missed the on air, you can catch us on demand or podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere else. Plus, across all socials, man. We're on the Instagram, TikTok, the aforementioned X. Tap in with us, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Now,
Yes,
with the reintroductions, my name's two letters, A.O., so you need to know. Let's pass it to the fellas. Bug, welcome back, man.
Hey, it's me,
All
Blame
right.
Boogie. Been missing in action. You know what I'm saying? Had to handle some personal stuff. Now that I've, been through it, I'll say, send a little rest in peace to my mom. She passed away on Mother's Day, so it's been rough. But we're here. We do what we got to do, and my family's good. My son has a whole extended family he didn't have before, so there's a lot of blessings that came from a pretty rough time. So I'm just happy to be back, man. I really have been tapped out. I'm here to soak up all the pro wrestling I possibly can this evening. You know what I'm saying?
We missed you,
Yes,
brother.
sir. Yes,
Definitely
sir.
missed you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
it's
sir.
been long awaited, but you are back now. The RSC is here. I am Young
Yeah.
Gaddafi himself, CHADLAW, Chad Law, the RSC Predictions Heavyweight Champion. And tonight we will run down both shows while also deciphering the point system properly so we can determine if I'm still the champion or not, because I have it written down right here in my notepad. So I'm going to pass it over to our guest. You know what I'm saying? Brittany, what's good, girl? What's popping?
What's going on, everybody? Of course, I'm Brittany, aka BeeRay, aka Brit to the Knee, aka Miss I Was There. What's going on?
Yo,
Welcome to the Ringside Club. Appreciate having you
welcome,
here.
Thank you,
welcome,
thank you,
bro.
thank you for having me.
We see a lot of people that are on the Twitter space, mutual homies. We want to just make sure that we just reach out to people and let them know that the RSC is here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing for y'all to come through our forbidden door and come check out the podcast and come be a guest sometime and come shoot the shit with us. We beyond just the Twitter space. You know what I'm saying? We actually, we want to talk. We want to communicate with our peers and socialize. So much love. Appreciate you coming through.
No
And,
problem, no problem.
here to
It's gonna
talk
be a
and
good
show.
night. Yeah, it's gonna be a good night. Before we get into AEW talk, Britt, please let everybody know where they can find you, where they can find your podcast, and anything else you got going on.
All right, starting out with the podcast information. That's Your Favorite Marks. You can find us on Twitter. That is Your Fave Marks, and on Instagram, it's Your Favorite Marks all the way out. And of course, on my personals, is BeeRay Jones, BeeRayJones. That's on Twitter and that's on Instagram. Keep it simple.
There you go, man. There you go. There you
Dope.
go. So, once again, appreciate you having us. Excuse me. Appreciate you joining us. Told you it's been a heavily Benadryl week, so I got maybe 3 brain cells left. Know what I mean, so.
Yo,
But
I
yeah,
could have went red pill. I could have went red pill, blue pill tonight, and I don't know which one I picked, but I didn't. I didn't buy liquor, so I straight marijuana coast this evening.
Ah,
I should be good to go.
hey, yo, I got an idea. So if we go in order of the days with the shows, we could start with King of the Ring. We could recap the matches so I could just check off all the points and what we got. Then we could shoot to Double or Nothing, then NXT, and then, take it from there.
Chad has
you what.
extensive sexy
Yeah.
red coverage. Word.
I mean, it was a great NXT episode. What can I say? I
I
enjoyed it.
tapped
Noam
in.
Dar.
I am now.
Chad
I'm
is
now
our
absolutely.
official. Yeah, for sure. Chad's our official Noam Dar correspondent. He's our go-to. If anything, Noam Dar,
Going babyface.
Chad Law. But you know what I'm saying. Everything else you can maybe tap in with AO. AO might know something about the NXT. I don't know shit.
All I know is I'm not like the most consistent NXT watcher, but after this episode, I am absolutely committed to the next 30 days of NXT, the next 4 episodes, because that shit was fire. So I'm in. I'm all the way in.
So Michael,
Whatever you want to do, Chad, I'm following your lead tonight, bro.
So shit. You got the if you mind pulling up the card for
Got you.
King and Queen of the Ring. Brittany, did you check out the pay-per-views this weekend?
I did.
Did I
So I
check him?
caught a
Oh,
little.
Brittany, I'm sorry.
I caught a little. I caught a little bit of King and Queen in the Ring, but of course I did a recap, make sure I was up to speed, and then I caught a little bit of Double or Nothing.
Which pay-per-view do you feel like you walked away with saying you enjoyed that the most?
Ooh.
There can only be one. There must be blood.
Yikes. I gotta say, Double or Nothing definitely kind of set a nice little tone as far as the company goes. Like I listened to Mercedes at the media scrum, and she literally said like this night literally like changed as far as like AEW, this, that, and the other. I said, okay, so they definitely like, they're making a little bit of noise. So I would have to lean. Anybody who know me know how I feel about AEW. So to hear me lean with Double or Nothing, yeah, hell froze over. So I'm gonna say Double or Nothing.
Okay. All right. So I guess with the structure of this, we're gonna read out the list of the actual matches. We'll just go off that, and then from there we each just pick our high point and low point. Keep it simple so we can rotate throughout the next show. That's it. All one
All right,
match.
so King and Queen of the Ring. I will run down the matches here. This is right off of the Wikipedia page. We have Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. This is on pre-show, by the way. Bianca Belair and
Didn't
Jade
predict
Cargill.
that. None of us
didn't.
predicted that. That was crazy.
They successfully defended the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships by defeating Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell.
Mm-hmm.
Liv Morgan won the Women's World Championship by beating Becky Lynch.
That was
Sami
5 points for
Zayn.
Honey.
Yeah. Sami Zayn successfully defeated Chad Gable and Bronson Reed, triple threat for that Intercontinental Championship.
Mm-hmm.
We had Nia Jax beat Lyra Valkyria to win the Queen of the Ring tournament. We had Gunther, controversially, pick up the pinfall over Randy Orton to win the King of the Ring tournament. And rounding this card out, Cody Rhodes defended that undisputed WWE Championship. He beat Logan Paul. There was a lot of highlights from the night, but let's start with the guests. Britt, what was your highlight of the night? King and Queen of the Ring.
All right, so my highlight was definitely the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. Each wrestler, Sammy, Bronson, and Chad, they definitely brought something where they all three bounced off of each other. Like it was high intensity from the beginning all the way down to the end. I low key was rooting for Bronson to win, but I'm definitely not mad that Sammy retained. But definitely solid match. It extended the storyline as far as like Otis being torn between doing what's right and then just pretty much leaving Chad where he is. So yeah, it was pretty cool. That's my highlight. Now as far as the low,
Yes. What's the low?
that's hard because I think I'm probably gonna lean more towards Cody and Logan. That one really didn't do much for me. Actually, I feel like Gunther and Randy should have been the main event over them.
Wow.
That's
I
fair.
thought it was going to be the main event too. I feel like we were joking about it on the prediction show, that could be the main event. And I wouldn't be surprised, but that was not the main event.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can
Hey,
go
what you got?
next with my highlight and low light. My highlight would be the Nia Jax bonsai drop, the finish. That shit looked about as real as it possibly gets. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I want to see that again. Like that's like a super finisher of hers. Like we already have like the drop, but some kind of way where it's
Yo,
just
and the
yeah,
cool shit is there's mad ways to set it up. It's like, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
now it's like, all right, it's like we were just talking about this before. The setup move, like the
yep.
setup move is such a fucking slept on part of wrestling. Like, give us the setup move, make us all be like, this shit's about to happen, and then either do it or take it away from us. And I feel like that's the ill. Anytime she goes to the corner with anyone now, everyone's gonna be expecting that shit. That shit's fire.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where you literally had to like try to watch it in slow motion, like to see like how heavy she landed on top of Lyra. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yo,
that was
dog, I
so
was
Then her
dope.
like,
package.
I was like, yo, bro, she broke this chick's whole rib cage. There's no
Yeah.
way her rib cage even exists after this. Like,
Her
it's
front
not
went through
there.
her back at that point, man. It was
She
over.
went through the
Basically.
ring. She should have
Yeah.
just went through the ring at that point. I'm waiting for a
Yo,
Nia
the Vader
Jax
spot.
bonsai drop to just send
Word.
a woman right through the ring. Like, nah, she ain't playing, yo. She's really
Yo.
Or
hurting.
even just collapse the ring. You know how they
Yeah.
had those superplexes
Yeah.
and just collapse that side of the ring. So yeah, that's my highlight. It was smart, man. Like we see that power bomb spot attempted all the time, but we never see anybody just drop down. My low light is the finish of the other of the ring match, the King of the Ring. Good match, but the finish with Randy Orton's shoulder clearly up, the ref clearly in position to see that, and just deciding to continue counting that three. You know, that to me took the what was a really really good match and kind of knocked it down a notch. I'm not gonna call it whack. I just think the finish was whack. Like we've said this a bunch of times and seen referees who obviously know what the finish is supposed to be, and they
Yeah.
skip the part where it's supposed to be a shoot to the fans and just kind of go in the direction that they know they're supposed to be in. But that'd be my low light. But other than that, really really good match, both matches, and solid pay per view.
Word.
Boy, what you got?
My highlights going to the WWE production crew for King of the Ring. That shot, even though I don't really care to see Logan Paul in 360-degree angle,
Yeah, you're a camera
that
guy.
sh-
How do you feel about
I mean,
that?
you could tell from my setup. I kind of like the way things look sometimes. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But fucking the way that camera spun around and did the 360 shot of him doing that was so perfectly 2024 WWE. And if anyone was to pick back up WWE just for like that moment and watch that shot, you can't even tell me that I don't care what the quality of the match was, what moves happened before or after, but if someone just happened to tune in for those 30 seconds while that camera revolved around him, you can't tell me that any kid or lapsed fan or old fan watching that wasn't just like, what the fuck is this, dog? I'm watching this every
Right.
week. This shit is ridiculous. So mine goes to the production crew. That might be cheap. That might be a cheap way, but it's
Nah, that's cool.
at least
That
not
works.
everybody's gonna have
It's
the
a
same answer.
highlight.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a
That's
highlight.
my highlight. A low light for me. I just don't like predictable finishes, and maybe it's because we're so smart, smarky, whatever. I don't fucking know, but I'm just tired of predictable shit. Another highlight to me, I guess I could give a different one. I like Swerve coming out with the Warriors shit on for
Oh, hold
double
on,
or
hold on.
nothing.
Don't
I
jump the
thought that was
gun
fire.
yet. Don't jump the gun yet.
Oh,
We
my
didn't get to
bad.
double or
My
nothing.
bad. My bad.
Man just
I'm just
switched the
saying.
whole.
He said,
I was like, wait a minute, Swerve
My
came
bad.
out.
My
Oh,
bad.
nah, he's
My
moving
I
bad.
was
up.
like, yo,
My
when did he
bad.
come back? He came back.
Um,
That's the real
but
Forbidden Door, dog.
Yeah, that was
but
crazy.
no, I was talking. My bad. Yeah, I brought up AEW. But no, yeah, I think the
Fuck
low
AEW,
for
Mark. Come on.
me. I think the low for me with King of the Ring, and this is I'm
I mean,
probably gonna
it's still
sound like,
applicable, like predictable finishes. I think everything was predictable.
yeah, I think it's just it's the predictable finishes, but also I think no disrespect to Saudi Arabia, but I feel like the energy wasn't there the way it should have been for that type of pay per view. If you're building up the King of the Ring as one of the big four, that didn't feel like the big four to me. I do think that the production value, like I said, of the shot and stuff like that, but being that I was blessed to go to WrestleMania this year, I know WrestleMania is always larger, but I don't feel like it was that big of a stretch to have it feel a little bit bigger than it should have been. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but the crowd didn't feel as invested even as a Saudi Arabian crowd typically is. So I don't know. Maybe that's my low light.
I think Backlash set the bar so doggone high as far as
Yeah.
like crowds. So anything
Right.
after that, if it's dead, it's just pretty much flat. So
Was that Puerto Rico?
that was Friends.
That was both
Oh,
backlashes.
France.
Well, both.
Excuse
Yeah,
me.
the last year was
Both
in
of them
Puerto
shit.
Rico,
Yeah.
and this year was
Yeah.
France.
Yeah, because Puerto
And
Rico
both were
was
all-time
rocking. That shit
crowds.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I say my highlight
Speaking
would
of
probably
which, go
be
ahead.
Nia Jax and her Queen of the Ring coronation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody knows I'm a big Nia Jax fan. Nia Jax gang, we here. I watched her squash Bianca, and trust me, that clip looked like it hurt. It looked like it hurt when she
Yeah, yeah.
just did that whole sequence of moves to Bianca on SmackDown, and then followed it up with that to Lyra at the actual pay per view. I was like, yeah, this is
Yeah.
the queen right here. Like she's gonna have a monstrous summer to course correct her whole return. And
Yo,
now I
actually,
think
shouts out to WWE for course correcting her though, because she was well hated outside of being a heel. People just hated her, but like I feel
yes,
like she
now
just
she's
spun that shit
accepted.
on its back. The writers helped. I mean, whomever's involved, not just the writers, the whole team that's involved to repackage her. If not just her herself, that's like a big thumbs up. She did a good job.
Like straight up and down, if Bailey doesn't get out of this like happy to be here art school teacher vibe that she's
Yeah,
in
she
right
might be
now,
fucking out of here.
like
Yeah,
she's fucking cooked at SummerSlam. Yo,
Oh
like
yeah.
Nia Jax is sending her that ring breaking spot will happen in Cleveland, and Nia Jax is taking the women's championship from Bailey, in my opinion, in my
Yeah.
honest opinion. A low point for me is tough because I didn't really find one. I actually enjoyed this PLE, especially with how quick it flies by. I love WWE afternoon PLEs. Keep this shit up, man. All summer we're rocking with these fucking foreign pay-per-views, man. I'm with it. I guess if I have to go a low point, I'll have to go with B and say maybe the crowd. You know what I'm saying? A Boogie. If y'all want to actually say the crowd wasn't the hypest, maybe because they're in Saudi. It's a different audience. You know what I mean? Completely wavy crowd over there. They probably can't get it as turned up over there for legality reasons or religious purposes and shit. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? It'd be like that over there. But I say maybe the crowd might not be it, but maybe actually a low point would probably be putting the women's tag titles in the pre-show. I think they should have actually been on the pay-per-view. I think the women's tag title match was so filler enough that it could have fit on a 5-match pay-per-view where it just rounded out to 6 and even cut it short. If it was 6 minutes, it wouldn't have even been a problem because at least it would have been like, they had a credible title defense on the pay-per-view.
It's not like
pre-show matches anyways.
Yeah, it's not like there aren't enough commercial breaks where you can slot that match in for
You feel
5
me?
minutes.
Right. Yep.
I gotta say though, after doing the numbers so far for this pay-per-view, Ayo, you and I both collectively have got our ass kicked by Honey, all off of the bonus points. So Honey from women's wrestling talk, you know what I'm saying? She is currently front running to be the next RSC predictions champion. Crazy enough. So let's hope Double or Nothing switches up, you know what I'm saying, and changes the projection of that. So let's get to it. What do we got for Double or Nothing's card? Let's run it down.
All right, let's bring this card up and let's run this card down. I'll go through all of the matches here. We have
This could
2
be a
matches.
minute.
Yeah, this is I gotta go through this one like the auctioneers do and just 40 matches
Excalibur
on
voice. Let's go. Excalibur
Yeah.
Baker right now. Let's go.
one breath. All right, here we go. 2 matches on the pre-show. Deonna Purrazzo beat Thunder Rosa. We had a trios match. The Acclaim, Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, Billy Gunn. They beat the Cage of Agony.
Didn't predict.
On to the pay-per-view main card. We had Will Ospreay defeat Roderick Strong for the new.
Yo, and I don't even do this much. Hold on. Pause. Cage of Agony, like extra,
Cage of Agony was a wavy
extra,
name.
extra,
They
extra.
tried to slip that in. They tried to slip that
Bro.
in on us. Pause.
What? Nah. No.
They said, let's turn this group around. We need fucking challenges for the trios title. So,
we just need a better creative. We need a creative like defibrillator in AEW at some point, but we'll be all right. We'll figure it out. All right.
I don't even think that name is an AEW thing. That name is like a wrestling thing where they just take this name and that name
I
and
know.
smash
It's
it
like
together.
it's a contraction. It's just a really bad
Yeah.
wrestling contraction.
That shit is the
It's a
laziest
faction
shit ever, man.
contraction. That's what it is, Ayo.
There you go.
Shouts out
Look
to
at this
being a
guy.
linguist. A faction contraction.
Look at this wordsmith over here in purple.
all right,
Fuck it, I'm back, baby. Light the blue nerds.
me, you, and me, AO, Big Pop, we have lost the bonus question of who opens the show, and now we get into the actual predictions part of the show.
Yep.
Keep going.
So, yeah, we got that singles match, the international title on the line. Will Ospreay's the new champ. He beats Roderick Strong. We have a trios match for the trios championships. Bang Bang Gang. The returning Juice Robinson helps the Bang Bang Gang defeat the Death Triangle. AEW Women's World Championship. Timeless Toni Storm. She beats Serena Deeb. Regular old singles match. Orange Cassidy beats Trent Beretta. That is my early front runner for fucking Lowlight.
All right.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
But then maybe it's beat by the following match, the FTW rules match,
Yeah, that match
FTW
was
championship
aight,
on the
That
line.
match was aight.
It was entertaining, but whatever.
That was
Chris
entertaining.
Jericho beats Hook and Katsuyori Shibata. We had John Moxley beat Konosuke Takeshita. This was an eliminator match for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Adam Copeland, Godspeed to you and your legs and your broken tibia, all of that of the above. He successfully defended that TNT Championship in that cage match against Malachi Black. We saw a returning Gangrel here. Mercedes Moné beats Willow Nightingale to win the TBS Championship. Swerve Strickland defends the AEW World Championship successfully by beating Christian Cage. And then finally, Anarchy in the Arena, 40 matches later, the Elite, Matthew, government passport names only, and Nicholas Jackson, and Kazuchika Okada, and Jack Perry, they beat Team AEW, made up of Bryan Danielson, Darby Allin, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood.
Yo, let the Excalibur breath out, man. Let the Excalibur breath go right now.
Bro, I need a sip of water, man.
Son, the notepad looked heinous as you just read that.
Before we get into the actual results, I do have to say something. I have to make an announcement.
We did get into the results. Where were you?
Well, not the results. The
high lows. Yeah, I get you.
The highs, low. You know, our feedback on it or whatever.
I got you.
They say your apology has to be as loud as your whatever your statement or whatever.
Disrespect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I do have to say I'm not going to change my opinion. I do have to. We'll figure it out. Again, that's my new thing. We're going to figure it out. But I will say, Hook is cool as fuck, yo. Hook is cool as fuck. I met him this past week, and that's all I'll say. I'll just say he's cool as fuck. I won't say nothing else. But I have had a very.
You just drop that. You pick that shit up, man. Pick that name up. Hold on.
I've had a very strong opinion about this guy and the way he's been presented in AEW. So we're gonna figure it out, bro. We're gonna figure it out. But he's cool as fuck, yo.
He's cool as fuck. He's going to NXT. That's what we need to figure out. Figure out what the fuck he's going to NXT, man.
We'll see. You never know. But now
our guests get it popping. Brittany,
he's cool.
What's your high point, low point?
Okay, so I have two low points, but
she didn't want to start with the high. That was your show.
I'm gonna start with the high. So the Elite versus Team AEW. That was literally. I know it's high. That's a high.
Oh, that was a high. Okay.
That was a high. Fantastic match. Like I said, if you're watching live and you know me, you know how I feel about AEW. But that match literally had me seated the entire time. Like I was literally like, okay, I'm over this. But when they started, I said, yeah, I'm sitting down, I'm watching this. But that's definitely my highlight. Probably the best match to me on that card. Now the low, of course, that Orange Cassidy match. I feel like that you want to talk about a pre-show? That could have been
that shit caught so much flack.
That one could have been a pre-show match, and they could have just left that one off the card anyway.
That's the most really match.
It just really did nothing as far as me. Nothing. It didn't do anything for me. This may be a controversial take.
Okay, let's go. I'm here for it. Give it a fuck shit.
Mercedes versus Willow.
Ooh, wow. She said, blow this motherfucker up on
let's go ahead.
I'm not saying nothing about that. Let's go.
This is
I'm
all
Period.
black.
seeing.
Hey, this is for the black women Twitter. I'm not even. I'm staying off this. This is all B Jones,
Oh,
y'all. We ain't got
maybe
nothing
it's
to do with
because
this one. She's just our guest.
I want the world for Willow, but and I get it, it's Mercedes, I understand, but I just was not a fan of Willow losing that fast. Like I get it, people are saying, no, she's probably going towards Tony or this, that, and the other, but to book her the way that you did as far as a top babyface, like I was almost convinced that she was literally about to come in, to be the face and carry that title for at least a solid 3-4 months or whatever have you. But to lose like that and then to be turned on, I didn't too much care for that. I didn't like it. I
Yo,
feel
but
like
I feel
I
that.
gotta, I gotta say, when Willow came in and had her celebration promo, bless you. When Willow had her celebration promo, which to me, I'm over the celebration promos in
oh
AEW.
yeah.
Like too many celebration promos. So when Mercedes came in and interacted with her and basically shut that promo down and said 32 days, that stuck in my head for the
Mm.
rest of this whole duration of this feud. To the point that a promo a week ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, Mercedes said 18 days. And I was just like, ever since then, all I can just hear is the countdown. And lo and behold, at the pay-per-view, all it was what, 32 days. She was right. Like
Mm-hmm.
that was
She was right.
all Willow's reign was 32 days.
That's
Like that
it.
was it. And that was crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was that.
I just didn't like it. Like I said, maybe because I have a soft spot in my heart for Willow. But yeah, like I said, I love Mercedes. Like what Mercedes is doing, like I said on many other podcasts, like she literally set the blueprint, like her and Naomi, for like literally going after whatever you want and just literally not laying down on your back, just like accepting whatever. So I'm here for that, but nah. So sorry if y'all listening, but I didn't like it. I'm not a fan of it.
It's all good. Hey yo, what you thinking, man?
All right, I'm gonna get the low lights out of the way. I just think that
Man pulled out a
this,
C scroll. I think it said,
bruh.
first off,
I mean, the bottom line is that this is a card that could have been cut in half. There were at least I could probably go say 3
they'll
matches, maybe even
never
4.
cut
No,
this
I
shit in
understand that.
half, yo. It's
I
like
get it. It
it's
does.
crazy. They'll never cut this pay-per-view in half. Like
You're right. You're
I don't
right.
know what
And
it'll take, son.
I'm usually the guy that comes on this pod and just says, "Look, man, you know what they do. Accept it. It is
Yo,
what it is."
OD.
All
This
the
nigga
time.
OD will just be like, yo, it is what it is. Like,
This is
like
what it is.
say
Doesn't
W.
mean, but in this case, it doesn't mean I have to like it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That Orange Cassidy match could have been a Rampage, Collision, Dynamite type of match. That FTW match could have been on TV. The John Moxley
Moxley to
Konosuke
Kester,
Takeshita
yes.
match could have been on TV,
Mhm.
especially because that was like to me the most predictable match of the night because I already know how this shit goes. Like
You fucked me up. You fucked me up with that one. And I'm glad
these,
you did because I actually did fuck around. And
yeah,
that saved us because Big Pop picked Takeshita and we
yeah,
both picked Moxley until you
IWGP
said
champ
that. Yeah.
is not losing an eliminator match before he goes to in a different promotion before he
Oh,
goes
dude.
back to New Japan
Yeah.
to defend the title. Like that's not happening. So anyway, it's just overall like that shit didn't need to go off at 1 a.m. is basically what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Highlight I'm gonna give two. I'm gonna give two. One is contradictory to Brittany's. I like the finish of Willow and Mercedes, and it really is dependent upon how the summer goes. Because what I
Right.
believe is happening here is they're doing the Dusty Rhodes with her. Like Dusty Rhodes' whole career was him chasing titles, right? So I think the summer kind of boils down. We still didn't get the official reveal, by the way, of the fact that I think Stoke and Stat are in cahoots with Mercedes because she's still coming out and getting like the baby face pops. So I think they're
Mhm.
just navigating those waters until people get back to getting tired of her. You know what I mean? I still do think she is positioned as a heel, but we'll see. But I think for Willow, this is pretty cool because now she has a focused match against Stat that's going to be hot as fuck when that match happens. Plus, I think that she beats Mercedes, let's say it all in, or at least that's the way I would book it. In front of mad people at Wembley, you give her her biggest win, fair one-on-one, no interference, or maybe even overcoming Stat and Stokely to get back on top of the TBS division. You know what I mean? So that's a highlight for me, kind of asterisk
Since you
next
put
to
it
it.
like that.
Yeah. Yo, somebody should fucking pay me. You know what I mean?
That's good.
And then my other highlight is just overall the Will Ospreay match, but I love the way he started that match immediately going for that hidden blade, like as soon as the bell, might even been before the bell rang, just because I love like the viciousness. I'm pissed off. I want this title. I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with y'all. I love that energy. You know what I mean? And Will Ospreay is the best in the world. Has been the best in the world for the last 5 or however many years. So that match was fire. Period. You know what I mean? A little bit of overbooking at the end as far as like different chess pieces they were putting in the spot, but overall, thumbs up for the pay-per-view. Just could have been a little bit shorter, but it is what it is. I paid for it, so I got my money's worth. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you
What
paid
you
for it,
got?
so
I
I
got a
could watch it too.
question.
You know what I'm saying?
What you got, Brittany? What's up?
What's AEW's version of WrestleMania?
I think
All in.
it's probably all in at this point.
Okay. So disregard. I was gonna say should it double or nothing because they're not gonna cut it clearly. So I just
Double or
wondered
Nothing
should it
feels like
be
your SummerSlam now.
right? And I was wondering should it be cut to 2 nights? Should they pull like a 2-night route? But
Nah,
since that's
hell
not
no.
their
No,
WrestleMania, then yeah,
no.
never mind. There you
I
go.
think they kind of do that in a way.
Oh.
They kind of do that in a way, in my opinion, with the way that All In and All Out are so close to one another.
Got you. Okay.
I think now they moved it like a week later, so it's like a 2-week period. But obviously, like what happens at All In directly influences All Out. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yo,
What's
Brittany,
up?
you saying you want 2 media scrums in one weekend? That's what you're saying?
No, that's just too much.
That was a
Absolutely.
dumbass question.
No,
Oof,
no.
oh, shit.
Yo, all right, no doubt. But all right. So my highlights. I mentioned it before. Definitely Swerve in the Warriors gear and Nana coming out with the glass bottles because
Yeah,
Swerve and Nana are my guys. I don't give a fuck. They could do absolutely no wrong. I don't give a shit. I do hope that they don't make Swerve have a short title run like they did with Willow, because I can see where, unfortunately, AEW's just like steam. Like they don't let shit breathe for too long. Like it just don't breathe that much. And like
Cut to the
I'm a
back.
little-
Word to TNA.
yeah, like I'm excited. I'm excited about the possibilities with the Willow and Statlander shit. But again, like Willow was just built up to be this somebody. Now she's fighting Chris Statlander, who again, shouts out to Chris Statlander, but she ain't doing nothing to pose a credible threat. I mean, yeah, she threw her on. It was a moment. It
Long Island, stand the fuck up.
It wasn't Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels through the barbershop window moment though. It wasn't like what they
just
were
like,
trying.
It was just like
some.
who did the turn on the ramp? Kevin Owens and what's his face?
Sammy.
I mean, even
Yeah,
Finn
same thing.
Balor on was that on Adam Cole when he kicked him backwards? That shit was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was dope.
Johnny
so,
Gargano.
you know what I'm saying?
Johnny
I don't know.
Sameface?
Whoever
Yeah, it was
he
Johnny
kicked, it was great.
Sameface.
He deserved it. But yeah. So my highlight definitely would be Swerve, and Nana. Shouts out to Fourth Rope. I think the low light for me might just be, again, it's gonna have to be predictability. Like it's just. Like I honestly feel like no disrespect, Chad, but I would be predictions champ right now. Like after watching that shit, it's just like, nah. There was nothing that was not able to be seen through, at all. Like it was there. You know what I'm saying? But
You're right.
I do think another low light would be putting any matches in picture like ever. Like the AEW's just gotta stop doing that shit. Just like let the match rock. Stop going over. Don't go over on your time for cable, and just use your time wisely and stop putting people in this little index card that we're not looking at.
Gotta pay the
You know what I'm
bills,
saying?
man. Gotta pay the bills.
Yeah. No doubt.
You aren't wrong with that, though, bro. I think if you did get a chance to jump into this predictions pool, you probably would have been right there with us. Because as of this tally, I am still the RSC predictions heavyweight champion. Because Honey did not predict, and I actually just fucking knocked it out the park with, is Willow Mercedes the main event? I went with a calm -120 and said no, while my cohort said, yes, Willow and Mercedes will main event. Took him out the park with that one. So it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Until the next pay-per-view, I'll defend. But me and AO actually were pretty good with that one. We definitely were literally the same predictions. Big Pop completely did not. So the tiebreaker was the 5-pointer with Willow and Mercedes the main event. You were bold for that one, my boy. You were fucking bold with that one, bro. You thought that was going to main event with that terrible fucking finisher Mercedes Moné has? She's got to get rid of it, yo. She has to
the finish. The finish is awful, but I think like I have to get out of the habit of predicting the way I would book and predict the way I think shit's gonna go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Nobody's
was like,
paying me,
nah, that's
so
gotta be the main event. They've been
yeah,
holding
Okay.
up for a minute.
nobody's paying me.
Like, yo, they've been promoting this. This has the main event. Like,
Yeah.
my highlight, I'm gonna go with a highlight being. This is tough because my take for this whole show was just bogged down because I was exhausted from just the whole overrun.
Man said bogged down. That's awesome.
Yo, it's tough, man. It's like I want to
That's
say like
fire.
my highlight would probably be Will Ospreay win. Like it's like my highlights come in dosages. Like Will Ospreay winning a title is probably a highlight. I'm gonna go with two highlights. Will Ospreay winning a title, that's a highlight. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed that. Some of the moves that I think Will Ospreay really got to slow it down sometimes, but a match with his is always gonna be fucking insane. And I don't want to say that I enjoyed Swerve Christian that much, but that was a highlight just seeing Swerve have a win because he's in his Eddie Guerrero phase of a title reign right now. Like this could go like really bad soon, or like he's just gonna keep getting by with like guys that are like JBL level of heels, where it's like they could pull it off actually. Like Christian could, like you know what I'm saying? Like don't think that Christian don't have the cachet in AEW to actually get a W off this guy. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
mean,
if they run it
MJF didn't
back,
come back for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
MJF was the highlight. There we go. The
I
true
forgot.
highlight.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
true highlight was him coming back, yo. I think we are in such a great space with MJF coming back to the AEW television. I actually feel like it was apropos that he dumped Adam Cole on his head and kicked him out of the ring. And I think just packed that whole feud up. Like, I think that's what it did. And I'm more excited for that than anything. Like, there's no, when Adam Cole and MJF get on their hands, it's like, yo, dog, we're so over that storyline because all we assimilate that shit to is some of the worst time period of AEW. So no more of Adam Cole, MJF, the Undisputed Kingdom. Like, nah, yo, let MJF go on to his own shit. Adam Cole ain't cleared, so he ain't wrestling no time soon. And the rest of the group is fucking ice cold. You know what I'm saying? So
Word.
please don't put MJF back with this feud, yo. Like that, if there's
Yeah,
anything
word.
else, just look forward to this MJF Roosh feud that they're trying to just tease on us. I'm here for that. Like that's different. That works. That's cool with me.
That's
You know
fresh.
what
Okay,
I'm saying?
period.
It's mad
That's
fresh.
fresh.
I didn't see that shit coming, and before people can be like, "Yo, MJF's got to be in the title picture," and Roosh deserves better. It's just like they kind of could use each other right now. Actually, like that's not a bad intertwining of a guy who could use the OD rub that's mad credible that can put on a hell of a match versus a guy who's the former world heavyweight champion who we know can put on a hell of a match.
The
So
OD rub is crazy.
pause. That was wild.
The
But you knew what I
the
meant.
OD rub is
Yeah,
crazy.
the OD push. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Low point. God, I want to rush through this. So we can just get to NXT. But Pockets and Trent. That was a fucking complete waste of time.
Yo, yo,
Gangrel did not need to come back, but you know that was gonna happen. Edge breaking his leg was a fucking low point, like or ankle, whatever it was. That was tough.
yo. All the
Malachi
Adams
Black,
are failing us.
yeah, all the
Adam
Adams
Right,
are
Cole,
what's up?
Adam
fucking
Copeland,
jealous, bro.
Adam fucking Sandler, fucking Black Adam, Adam
Yeah,
Pierce,
man.
any Adam you could think of. Fuck them. We're out of here. We're done with Adams.
I think some of the parts of the Anarchy in the Arena, while it was really good, I think they were just like it just proved why AEW feels like Mad TV a lot of the times to me. Like it feels like a sketch comedy of wrestling. Like
I see that.
WWE could be Days of Our Lives and like AEW is like SNL. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's pretty much what the Anarchy in the Arena was down to. Yo. It costs way too much money to fucking cue this music up, man. Cut that shit. That was hysterical. Them playing the Bucks theme song, as horrible as that song was, that was funny. Some of that shit was not much of a low point. Tony and Deanna, or Tony and what's her face, Serena Deeb. Wow, that was a low point because we won't see Serena Deeb ever again after this. Like we probably won't. She's
Yeah,
cooked.
she's done.
She's cooked. And then that was it really. Like Jericho and Takeshita wasn't bad. I wouldn't put it as a highlight, but
Nah.
I said Jericho and Takeshita. Jericho and Shibata and Hook wasn't
Yeah.
the worst. Wasn't the worst for me. You know what I'm saying? I know I said a lot of lowlights, but you know, it was a fucking
Yo, it
extensive.
was a 5-hour show. There's
We
gonna be
literally
some
flew
ups and
through
some
King
downs.
Queen of the Ring. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
safety was OD.
Nah, for
But
sure.
that.
That was this weekend of pro wrestling. We had King of the Ring. We had AEW Double or Nothing. We have a wonderful guest here. Yo, Britt, I appreciate you for hanging out with us. You are absolutely welcome anytime to come chill out with us here on the Ringside Club.
Thank y'all.
Let everybody know once again, like where they can tap in with your pod and with you.
All right, so make sure y'all follow me on Twitter and Instagram. That's BeeRay Jones, BeeRayJones. Catch me over on Your Favorite Marks. That's the show that I run with my co-host Sam Boogie. You all can follow us on Twitter. That's Your Fave Marks, and then on Instagram that is Your Favorite Marks. Make sure y'all follow us and check us out.
Appreciate you. Make sure y'all tap in. Everybody that's watching, tap in with Britt. Tap in with Your Favorite Marks. Appreciate you. Come back soon.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Take it easy.
And nice to meet y'all. All right, y'all too.
Ready. It's the RSC.
From one fire guest to another.
So you about to come on here with the Lucha mask.
Hello. Hey.
Yo, Dan, I thought you was dead ass gonna come in here with the Lucha mask on. That's crazy.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, I thought you was literally going to pod like Sin Cara or some shit. You know? Like,
You're all right.
There you go. I got one. I got one laying around here too. I got a.
Ayo, you gotta relax, man. You popping up with a Lucha mask.
I swear I have one somewhere. Welcome to the Ringside Club, representing the Luchador podcast. The good Sir Dan Fletcher. What's up, sir? How are you?
Hey, doing great. Yeah, excited to be here. This is exciting.
Appreciate you, bro.
To get a chance to talk like what's going on in wrestling nowadays.
Yeah, man. You know, we over here shooting the shit. Welcome to the Ringside with us. You know what I'm saying? Every Thursday night on YouTube, all the podcast platforms. We want to make sure we definitely integrate with a great amount of the homies that's on the timeline. Let you guys know that, you know, our door is open. Our forbidden door is always open. You know what I'm saying? We definitely want to make sure we collaborate as well. So, you know, talk some good graps. You know what I mean? I guess, shit, I wanted to get it popping. Let me start off with my prepped and cooked for this week. You know what I'm saying? Get into that real quickly. Prepped and cooked, that is my segment where basically I look at some of the wrestlers from the week and I pick out which wrestlers have the best trajectory as far as they're like they're not really going too far, and the wrestlers who are just kind of like fried, like completely cooked, like they're done. Prep for this week. I don't know if y'all tapped into NXT, but Gallus, y'all are prepped for this week. They are completely spinning the wheels when it comes to anything. They should be tag team champions again. They could be tag team champions. Joe Coffey could be in the main event scene. Gallus is just in NXT, just kind of like how Sanity used to be, just there. Just happy to be there, guys. So Gallus, I think, is in for no other good, especially in the current stance of NXT, unless they may be aligned with All Ego Ethan Page. Who knows? But Gallus is just one of those guys that are currently being prepped for nothing else good to happen. Fellas, y'all agree, disagree?
Yeah, I thought they were going to be in a really good place after helping out The Rock for WrestleMania. But I mean, you know, like that was like a thing like Brian Myers used to do and never really got a lot of props for that. So it's a thankless job sometimes. But yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see them get a shot on the main roster, but like, you know, it's so packed up there.
They're Sanity to me. That's all they are now. They've just become what Sanity was.
A little bit, yeah.
Ayo, what y'all would say? You agree? Disagree? Bug?
I mean, no argument for me. I'm not the.
I mean, that's crazy.
I'll tell you,
NXT guy.
yeah, I'm brand new. I'm not brand new to
But
NXT.
you know Gallus, though.
I'm revived. Look, Gallus coming back recent. What was it like since WrestleMania? It was.
Yeah.
When he came back. So I don't know. I guess it's still hit or miss. I don't see where they have room to really do too much. But you know, I'll reserve my cooked verdict, or my prepped verdict, I should say. Let's give it maybe another month or so. Let's see if there's any movement. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I remember for a strong while on our prediction side of things, every time Gallus was in a match, they won, and we predict like for like a short period of time. I felt like they were just like credible, and they were winning for a while. I don't know.
They were. I believe they were champions previously, but not long. Tag team.
What was the reason? What was the reason they went away?
I think once they came over to the NXT brand from NXT UK dissolving, that's when they got integrated. But then Joe Coffey, I think, had an injury or something along those lines, so they all just kind of stayed on the sidelines while shit just built back up elsewhere.
Got it. All right. Okay.
So
What you got for cooked?
Trent Beretta. I don't give a damn if you are with Don Callis, the family, the mafia, the firm. I don't believe it. We don't believe you. You need more people. You lost the Pockets twice. Now you've joined the Don Callis family. And by default, it just made me upset that Trent Beretta is now an ally of Will Ospreay. Like, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like, Trent is now getting the heat from Don Callis because Trent can't get any heat elsewhere because nobody believes in anything Trent's doing. Trent is cooked. I don't care if he's just joined the faction. I don't see any trajectory because Don Callis' family doesn't win anything. They never win anything unless you're Will Ospreay. If you're anyone else, you don't win anything. And we've clearly seen that with Fletcher, Hobbs, Takeshita. And Trent's supposed to be the saving grace? What say y'all, fellas?
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him to stand out. Like it's a really packed faction. I don't know, like I've definitely gotten the vibe, both from him and from Chucky T that like they were really over the best friends thing for a while, and we saw, that is the end of Chuck more or less for as far as we know. And like I'd be curious to see if this Trent thing is just a stopgap until he's maybe going to hang it up as well, because it's
holy shit.
It feels there feels like a lot of frustration there that like we've seen with other.
Is this kayfabe or is this shoot like he's done? Like that's crazy. That was so far fetched. I wasn't even thinking retirement for Trent. I was just I don't know, just usual rampage back of the card guys, like nothing spectacular. Like he'll have a job, but just be there. Retire though, that was crazy.
Yeah, I mean these guys have been around for a long time. Like
they have some miles.
We've gotten used to wrestlers having longer careers, but like they can't stick around forever. It's
I would say he's like on the trademark Chad Law future X Division World Champion like trajectory.
He could be.
But TNA's like on the uptick, so I don't know if I could even say that. Yeah, I think Trent's out of here, bro. Yeah. It's a good call.
Trent is cooked. Ayo, what say you?
I think, like, from a creative standpoint, a kayfabe standpoint, I think he's there in that faction because at some point the Will Ospreay / Don Callis relationship has to end. And he's going to need people. Yeah, Don Callis is going to have to send people at Will Ospreay, and Trent's probably going to be first in line. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think at some point, between now and Forbidden Door, maybe. I don't know exactly when it's going to happen. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet, that fallout with Will Ospreay and the family. But, that's obviously was always meant to be a temporary thing. And I think with Powerhouse Hobbs going out with injury, at some point, they probably just had to figure out another warm body for Will Ospreay to go to once he actually breaks from the family. So I think that's his purpose for the summer, really, is just to be a goon in between Don Callis and Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
What a trajectory for Trent Beretta. Champions Watch, fellas. This is our segment where we pick a champion every week. We base their trajectory of what's to come, how their week was. You know what we do? My champion this week is the AEW World Champion, Swerve Strickland, who's currently in his Eddie Guerrero title reign. He is somebody who is just having just happy to be here title run right now. Nothing exciting until this past Dynamite where they finally gave us Swerve versus Will Ospreay for Forbidden Door. I don't care that it's jumping the gun a little too soon. They got to compete with WWE in that juggernaut right now of a fucking card. So I think the more excitement and less drama and bullshit, the better. Dream matches galore. Swerve is going to have his best time right now facing Will Ospreay. I'm just not sure about this face versus face dynamic. I think Christian is still in the fold. I don't know how we're going to get back to that, but I think Christian will be the JBL to Swerve's Eddie Guerrero. I don't think he takes the title off of him, but I think you'll be the consistent heel throughout the summer that's still like, hey, I'm still here until Hangman comes back and starts to run shit with Swerve. So, fellas, who's your champion of the week? What you got?
Dan,
I'll start with you.
I'm really excited for what Mercedes Moné has coming up.
Did you enjoy the match on Dynamite? Because I did. I thought it was solid.
Yeah. It was short. Nothing too special. I think her and Willow killed it on Sunday. And then Stephanie Vaquer is really exciting. I think they're really good.
Not too familiar, but I appreciate them finally having a promo to show us who she is.
Yeah,
thank fucking you, yo. That was great.
Yeah, I was really lucky. I went down to Mexico City for the big AEW CMLL show, and Stephanie Vaquer hooked up with Willow down there. It was a big 6-woman tag, but those two had a really great chemistry, and she came out with
fire.
Okay,
that's dope.
Okay. Hey, yo, who's your champion of the week?
I'm gonna echo Dan. I'm going with Mercedes. I think her winning the TBS championship is the perfect example of it's the person that makes the title and not the title that makes the person. I don't think there is a title that Mercedes' name value is not above, including any world championship that you put over her shoulder or around her waist. So she elevated the TBS championship into the position of being higher on the card than the women's world championship. You know what I mean? Just because she was involved. So
I mean, actually, I don't know, man. Tony Storm is still, you know what I'm saying? Tony's killing it with a gimmick right now, man. I can't say Tony's gimmick is in her reign isn't fun. Mercedes' promos,
it has
lesser
nothing to
sign
do.
Tony Storm.
It has nothing to do with timeless Tony Storm whatsoever. Has nothing to do with who's hotter or not. It's who has the bigger name value and who makes a title. And right now, Mercedes is, as far as star and name recognition, the biggest person on the roster in the women's division, and she holds a title, and that's why the TBS title was the third match from the top of the card on the pay-per-view. That's all I'm saying.
No, I get you.
And I think I'm excited for her reign too. Like Stephanie Vaquer is somebody who I recently, let's say this year, late last year, began to become familiar with. So, but everything I've seen has been fire. So the two of them, in a match at Forbidden Door, that's got me. I mean, that shit is up the block. UBS is 10 minutes from here, from where I live. So I might. I was looking at very, very overpriced tickets today, gentlemen, and I had to stop myself.
They're wilding. They're wilding.
No. It was me that was wilding, sir, because I was looking at ringside seats and I was bugging. So I was bugging. But yeah, I'm going with Mercedes.
Bug, who's your champion of the week?
I'm gonna have to go with Liv Morgan, man. Liv Morgan's an interesting character where I can say for sure that none of us gave a fuck about Liv Morgan for quite some time.
Yeah, we never really speak about Liv Morgan much here.
I can't speak for Dan. Dan, I apologize. I'm not going to do that to you, but at least us three, we were never really huge on Liv, but
she never had much of a significant role doing anything. Like outside after the Ronda Rousey feud, it was just like, well, here's Liv Morgan, and it's just like,
it's just funny enough, in the blonde
brigade
pixie wrestling, brigade World of Things. I was surprised to see the Harley Quinn attitude and gimmick suit her much better than Alexa Bliss. So hey, we'll see what happens.
Fair assessment. Okay. That was our Champions Watch segment, y'all. Dan, what's going on, man? How you feeling, brother? Welcome in.
Doing good. Yeah. No, I'm excited to be here. Yeah. Things are busy. I don't know. Folks know Luchador podcast. So we're like an audio drama. Let's think like an audio book kind of life or TV shows to listen to. And so like we're working on our new season right now. We've announced a couple of the wrestlers we got coming in to do voice acting on it. We got from AEW like Hikaru Shida, Chavo Guerrero's coming in this year. It's really exciting. And then we also got Eric Redbeard, aka Eric Rowan, who might
be a hot commodity name.
Might have some fun stuff coming up. He's been a little tough to get a hold of lately, but which is a good thing. Oh,
are you excited for the CMLL inclusion in Forbidden Door?
Absolutely, yeah. Like I'll be honest. Like there's so much wrestling to watch. I have a hard time finding time to keep up with New Japan. Like, I know there's great folks over there. I mean, I've heard they're kind of a little cool at the moment. Just
AO is our New Japan analyst, and I'm just the junior New Japan analyst.
Okay,
but I say it's pretty much a transitionary period for them. Like so much of their big guys left.
That motherfucker right there, Gabe Kidd is the best name I know in New Japan right now.
Okay. I'm more old Japan. Like I like old Japan.
All right, Antonio. No,
I'm gonna be over here. Hold on.
Giant Baba. No. CML getting in there is great because, like the AAA stuff was fun, and those guys, like they are very much the WWE of Mexico compared to CMLL. Like obviously there's not one-to-one comparisons, but like at least in terms of like sports entertainment versus work rate, CMLL has like I think just like up and down the roster, like a lot of younger guys, a lot more exciting stuff. Like their stuff, it's like weekly. It's all very much like just bring the people in and like keeping them happy rather than doing kind of long drawn out storylines. So I think it's like Hechicero has been killing it. I can't wait to see who he hooks up with at Forbidden Door. They got to give him something. I was watching, the main event last night, and I'd be very
choosing Mystico Will Ospreay for a throwaway match on Dynamite coming soon.
Ooh, that'd be great. But yeah, they had him in there with Jay White, who I think would be a really great opponent, like at Forbidden Door for Mystico.
It's got to be a trios match, so it might have to be Mystico and two other guys because Jay White doesn't wrestle singles matches that matter.
That's true.
It's got to be a trios match.
Dan, give us your thoughts on Gringo Loco.
Gringo Loco.
That's like Bogue's favorite indie guy.
Okay,
that's my guy. That's my guy. Yeah.
I haven't seen much of him. I'll have to check him out a little more.
Fuck, Dan. Listen. All right.
The base.
We'll work it out.
God. The base.
If you're ever in the New York area, he's at an HOG show. We'll hook you up, get your ringside tickets. You'll watch Gringo Loco do his thing.
Yo, Dan, I gotta ask you, man. Like, what was your initial like? I would imagine you are very much so dedicated to the lucha craft because of just the podcast, the lifestyle. So, when they came to AEW out the blue, and we're just seeing luchadors pop up left and right during this like semi-fake invasion a couple months ago, I was kind of like not feeling it because I'm just like, who are these people? Like, who are any of these guys? Why is there no explanation of this? Why are they here? Forbidden Door is no time soon. It was just kind of blowing mine, and it was a lot of discourse on the timeline from the people that fuck with it to the people that are just like, this is really bad. Like, I'm not enjoying this. Cool matches, but why do I care about these guys? So I want to know, how did you feel when you started seeing those guys from CMLL start to come over and even introduce this whole origin of them coming through the Forbidden Door? Because I was kind of on the fence in the beginning.
Yeah, no, I think they could have done more to highlight some of the sort like they for the big shows they did down there, like all the stuff with like Brian Danielson and like Blue Panther and stuff.
Yes,
they done a really good job of like kind of building up on that side of thing, like what the stories are, what the history is, and AEW can kind of go, but that's been one of the things they've been a little thin at from the beginning is like taking guys from the Indies, from Japan, from Mexico, and just throwing them out there and expecting everybody to know who they are. So
bingo, bongo.
Yeah. But so, yeah, I just knew it was an opportunity. Like, AEW, like, they've had guys, kind of, I think Bandito's still got to be hurt, but like, him.
Bandito should be coming back soon.
Yeah, and like Lucha Bros, like they're always eating pins. Like they
can't. They were gonna actually. My first decision for prep this week was Death Triangle, but I was just like, I always put Death Triangle or Penta or Ray Phoenix or Pac in a prepped and cooked segment. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just not go with them this week. But you're right. Like even seeing Pac in this gauntlet match on Dynamite, I was just like, yo, he is just going further down the card to the point where he's gonna take another 6-month hiatus real soon. Like he's not coming back over here for a little while after this. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why they're not giving bigger stories. Like Penta, was in some of the best like wrestling based storytelling back in Lucha Underground.
Yes.
They have not
Absolutely.
like capitalized. Like there was like the whole bit where he brought out his like Penta Negro or whatever his word. He's got like 5 or 6 different names for all this stuff. But like
Yeah.
he brought out his new dark his like Finn Balor demon, and they did nothing with it. It was like one goofy entrance, and that was it.
I thought Phoenix was actually going to be a legitimate international champion. I didn't buy into him being interim. AO and I were there when he won the belt from Moxley, and we were like, "Oh, this is fucking cool!" Like Phoenix is a singles champion.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, Phoenix wasn't the singles champion long. He wasn't the international champion much longer after that.
He's
Yeah,
fire
Lucha-
too, yo.
He's one of the best in the world, and so is Penta for very different reasons. Like obviously super different styles, but those were 2 guys that for the longest, man, I'll jump on any hill and yell that they should have like singles runs. Like the tag team thing is dope. The trios thing with Pac as Death Triangle is dope. But Penta as a single and Ray as a single, we've seen them feud against one another in TNA. Like, there's so much, I think, is being left on the table. Just to double back a little bit to the CMLL invasion, man. Like, it started off really cool to me. They had, like, Mystico and Mascara Dorada and Volador, I think it was, Junior, that initially were the ones that got involved with, with Mox.
Blackpool Combat Club.
Right. It was a problem for me because like they had that and that should have been a feud. Instead, it was just CMLL. If they stayed with a focus on them, and then built that to where we feel disrespected. That's enough of a story right there. We have people we invited from CMLL. One of our big guys got in their face and disrespected them. That's enough story. And then just have that back and forth, and them travel back and forth to Mexico. With Bryan Danielson and all those guys when they had that match in CMLL. Instead, what they did is just say, if you wrestle for CMLL, here's a match on AEW under the CMLL banner. And
On Rampage.
On all shows. And then it was like, well, there's not enough information at this point now when you're throwing 15 people at us to distinguish this person from that person, and really get involved and invested in the story. But it was good to me for like 2 weeks. And then once I realized that not only are they just throwing people under the CMLL banner on AEW, but they're all losing. So we're not actually building anybody up. But with that being said, I'm a brand new fan of Hechicero as of that. I've watched, even when he did some shit in New Japan, like they had the, what do you call that? The Fantastica Mania tour. And he had some really dope matches as a part of that. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I want to say everyone on the AEW side that were watching the Swerve versus Luchasaurus match from Dynamite.
Kill switch.
Like that is the same, like the same way people from AEW crowd watch that match is the same way New Japan. Like I feel like the Mexican crowd watched that match the same way the New Japan crowd watched the AJ Styles Shinsuke Nakamura match from WrestleMania. Like they knew that they could have did way better, and they have done way better just from Swerve and you know what I'm saying, Luchasaurus in the previous endeavors. But I thought that match was all right. Man, you know what it is, man. He's forever fucking Luchasaurus, bro. You know what I'm saying? What you want me to do, man? He's a fucking
No, I'll back Luchador. He was one of our voice actors in season 1 of the podcast. He's a great guy.
He's got personality, so that's good.
Oh yeah. No, he's super smart. Like he's got like a master's degree or something. Like he is great at what he does, and he knows how to like fit the role. So like I do think he is bringing a lot to Christian's group. Like I think like he's got a good spot right now, and like
there's a good credibility there. He's his, what's the word for it? I don't know. He's his muscle. It's fire. It's a good dynamic.
He's his Tyson Tomko of 2024. So
yeah.
Wow, what a shout!
He's Lucha Tomko. You know what I'm saying?
Lucha Tomko.
Give me a beat.
Lucha Tomko. So, what are our excitement levels for AEW Forbidden Door, fella? The card is basically shaping up every time we watch AEW programming, and the show just started past night.
I mean, now that All Ego Ethan Page is the Forbidden Door, I mean, I'm super excited.
We can talk about the other Forbidden Door. We don't got 2 Forbidden Doors happening right now, apparently. We got
Shit.
2 other Forbidden Doors. We got another one right on the WWE side with Jordan Grace coming over and, you know what I'm saying, challenging Roxanne Perez. All Ego Ethan Page is now kicked in his Forbidden Door and he's with NXT.
Crazy.
No telling who's coming through the other Forbidden Door in AEW. You know what I'm saying? Leo Rush is here.
Somebody introduced Shawn Michaels to fucking DMT this week, and he just went fucking crazy, bro. Something
Shawn
happened
Michaels
to him.
hit the side this week and was like, "Nah, I'm chilling, boy. I'm about to have a hell of a show this week." You know what I mean? So yeah, our excitement levels for either company's Forbidden Door. How are we on a scale of 1 to 10 so far, right out the gate? Either company's Forbidden Door.
Yeah, I'm gonna say for AEW at least, I'm gonna say an 8. I think there's some really good opportunities.
8 for Forbidden Door is fucking.
Yeah.
You're just fucking geeked right now. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know like who's like, you know, there's all everyone's always talking about like who has like their visas sorted and whatnot, but like there's
right.
That is true.
Still a bunch of folks in CMML who we have not seen up there. Soberano Jr.'s been killing it down there. I think he would really do it. Like him and Rocky Romero are just hilarious down there. And,
Yo, Rocky Romero has to stop being in eliminator matches for every single title in AEW. Like, I don't understand it. Him and Kyle O'Reilly, like Kyle O'Reilly don't even get eliminators. He just gets straight up in the title matches and loses. Rocky Romero is gonna get an eliminator match and then eat an L. Like, it's fucking insane.
I was listening to something earlier. I think it might have been What Culture. And I think they said that the last time Rocky Romero actually won a match in AEW, it was on like Dark Elevation. That'll tell you how long ago it was.
Wow.
Like
That
actually
happened
won a
during the
singles
pandemic.
match. Yeah, won a singles match. It's been a while.
Brooklyn Brawler.
That's a man that was
I mean,
committed to winning a
he
belt.
is the forbidden door, though. Rocky Romero has keys to every door in the, you know, not named AEW. Damn near.
Fam, I just find it hysterical that he literally cut a promo making it his mission to win a belt in AEW, and he has lost every single chance that he has, and it's going so under the radar. Like, they're not even announcing it as a storyline. Like, I don't even think Tony Khan pays attention to it because I am. I'm like, yo, y'all know
Listen,
he
we
cut
all-
a promo with this? And he's
We all
lost
have
everything.
goals, man. We all have goals. My goal is to hit the lotto. I haven't done it yet, so you know.
Going to win the AEW International Championship one day, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
one day.
That's a goal. So an 8 for Dan on the excitement for AEW Forbidden Door. Any of y'all
Dan, if you
thoughts?
would have, well, hold on, like Dan, if you were to book, you know, your dream match for Forbidden Door with whatever parties involved, what would that match be?
See, I'd love to bring Blue Panther up. Put him with Claudio. Keep the Blackpool stuff going with them. Do Soberano and Rocky versus who's a good white meat babyface team right now. Put them with FTR. I think that'd be hilarious. Like when you do like Atlantis Jr. versus
I'll fuck with Atlantis Jr.
yeah. Put it with someone big like I don't know what's Wardlow doing these days. Is he healthy? Is he hurt?
He's
I don't know.
chilling. He's just on standby as always.
He's a
man.
goon.
He's a goon. He's a goon to some goblins.
He's like stage left of Beetlejuice in the waiting room.
Yeah.
Will this be the pay-per-view we see Commander have a big match? Have his big break at Forbidden Door?
I don't know. They haven't done much with him. I'm not too. I love Commander. He's fantastic.
When I see Commander, I automatically know, like Lance Archer and like Pentagon and Ray Phoenix, he is going to take a pin, and he is
Is
not.
Commander
Yeah.
more on the AAA side or CMLL side?
I think he's a little more AAA, but I think he is like AEW. I think he's all.
Yeah. But
Yo,
I think,
what was
you know,
your take on Gravity? Because they tried to get Gravity off for a minute. They were like, "Look at Gravity, defy Gravity." And Gravity
No, he's
that was great.
he's done. I know, like he's back. He's off to the side. So, I mean, I don't know. I got nothing against him. I think he's good. I didn't get to see too much of him, to be honest. But
Okay.
he seemed like a nice guy. I forget he's someone's brother.
I forgot. Pac had something to do with something.
Yeah.
I think isn't Gravity not Roosh's brother. You're right. He is somebody's brother. It might be Roosh.
Maybe.
Yeah, it might be Roosh, but he's like pretty young in his career. I think he doesn't have too many years under his belt.
Yeah. I don't know. They were heating up Roosh for a while. He was doing a bunch of promos, and then I don't know what happened.
I'm looking forward to Roosh versus MJF. Hopefully, tentatively.
Hmm.
I think that'll be a sleeper for Forbidden Door. Honestly,
Yeah, I
a
agree.
good win for MJF and a good credible look for Roosh. Who
And where was
could
that? Where was that advertised on Dynamite?
Yes and no. It was more so Roosh just calling his shot at MJF and MJF's amazing promo that essentially just led to him being announced as returning next week, which I think will bring out Roosh and essentially bury any chances of MJF feuding with the undisputed Coleman anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No.
Like I
Roosh and
really
MJF.
believe that shit is over. I want to believe that whole feud's over. Like I don't even want to predict like nah, him and Adam Cole. Like nah, I just think that whole shit is done. Like after that brain buster and get this dipshit out of my ring, I think that shit is done. You know what I'm saying? MJF Roosh, I'm here for it. That's a
Word.
fact.
I want to see at Forbidden Door HSRO in there with somebody technical that they can go. But I want him see him get a win. You know, like a lot of big matches that he's had on the AEW side have been L's. So, like, but I mean, him and Saber would be interesting. You know, I'd love to
I was
see
just
Saber
gonna say
Jr.
that.
Yeah,
I
they
was just
haven't had
gonna
a
say
match in
that for you.
quite a while. Yeah, I'd like to see that. Maybe him and Moriarty. You know, that feels more like top of the card type of vibe. But I think they have
0 hour.
yeah, they have a good story, or even on the shows leading up to Forbidden Door. You know what I mean? But just personally, like I want to see HSRO on that card doing something dope. You know what I mean? And I like to see him get a win because I'm a fan. You know, that's my vibe. Is technical, intelligent. Let me grab this arm and twist it. You know, some kind of weird ass way. So I like what HSRO brings to the table.
That was good. That was good. Bug, what's your excitement levels for this Forbidden Door pay per view? 1 out of 10. Or any Forbidden Door, whether it's WWE's Forbidden Door or AEW's Forbidden Door. What's your excitement levels?
You know, do the numbers have to go to the right of 0, or could they go? No, I'm just kidding.
Shit.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna be honest. Like, for me, the Forbidden Door pay-per-views are always most likely like one of those just like enjoy the ride pay-per-views. You know, like it's
It's
just
like a
like
WWE Saudi pay per view. It's like a la carte, like just enjoy the show and don't
I
think too
mean,
serious about it because ain't nothing serious gonna
yeah,
happen.
because like you could play the numbers when you play roulette, or you could just bet it all on black. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's one of those pay-per-views. It's just like see what happens. You know what I mean? Like,
I get you.
because you really don't know what's gonna happen. There's typically not too many title changes. There's not a lot of implications unless it's a internationally fought title. And since Osprey just won that title, unless he's going to actually beat Swerve for the title, which I don't think is going to happen, I think
Yo, fam.
Swerve and Osprey are going to turn into like Hangman Page and
Kenny
what's
Omega.
his face? No, Bryan Danielson when they were doing their like
Yo, fam.
Iron Man
Do
matches.
you realize how both companies copy each other every single fucking week, yo? Like
Yeah,
it's
pretty
just
much.
insane how both of these guys are just watching their programs and they're just like, my undercard champion's gonna challenge the world champion now. Like that was I saw that shit and was just like, of
Yeah,
course, Will
fucking
Osprey
Ice
is
Spice is
going to
gonna be at
challenge
fucking
Swerve
Ice Spice is gonna be at Collision next week. Like that's just what's gonna happen. Like some shit like that. But
now. Ice Spice is hosting Forbidden Door is mad funny. So
yo, I
that
can't
is
even,
fucking
bro.
hysterical.
I can't.
But no, that really was funny though. I was just like, wow, they would put Osprey as the #1 contender now, as the new international champion, the top of the mid card.
Yeah, just the freshly adorned international champion. He's ice skating around. He's doing his thing, and he landed right here in front of Swerve.
Yeah, I thought that
Whatever.
was remarkable, fucking remarkable on that one. My excitement levels for either Forbidden Door, I'm gonna go a 7 for AEW and probably a 10 out of 10 for WWE's Forbidden Door.
Yeah, I
Because
will say that. Yeah. Yep.
like ain't no
Because
fucking
like we
telling what's
never
happening.
ever see WWE collaborate, so I'm very
Listen,
very interested to see what this
just
looks
buckle
like.
up. Jordan Grace is about to be the NXT Women's Champion. That's what's
I
gonna
think
happen.
that's a possibility.
I'm
That's a
sorry.
possibility, yo. You ain't wrong, Bug. I think
Yep.
that's a good one. Like
Watch it happen, yo.
she could most likely win and drop the belt off to someone in NXT that needs it. and Roxanne could come over to TNA and talk some shit and do some shit. I mean, I don't know if y'all caught the tweets today, but since word about WWE's Forbidden Doors gotten out, Drew McIntyre is posting his TNA World Title run. Austin, what's his face? Fucking
Yo, you saying Drew Moose? Drew Moose is about to happen, bro?
Yo, he said, "Yo, the door is open now." He literally posted a tweet. He said, "Doors open" with him with the TNA title. Like, I thought that was crazy. I was like, "Oh nah, this is getting wild."
Yo,
and who is the fucking New Day? Austin. I was about to say Austin Theory. Stop me. Who is it?
Austin Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry is tweeting.
Yes. Who is the guy in the New Day? Why am I drawing a blank?
Oh, Austin Creed.
I literally was gonna keep saying Austin Theory. Yeah, Austin Creed, Apollo Creed. God damn it, Austin Creed. Austin Creed said, "Yo,
Chad's off that good sarsaparilla tonight, yo. He's chilling."
He said, "Yo, we could be the TNA Tag Team Champions," and then said, "Yo, the New Day can collaborate with Joe Hendry," which to me I think is fucking viral. Like, that is insanity just to even see. Yo, there could be a world where the New Day are going to take on Speedball Mike Bailey and Trent Seven, or ABC, or the current champions of Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, much to no one's excitement. Or we get the Joe Hendry collab. I think their Forbidden Door is fucking, it's got me geeked, man. I don't know. I really can't call it, but I'm more excited for their Forbidden Door just because of the possibilities. AEW is a little bit more predictable because we know who's coming through the Forbidden Door a good amount of the times. You know what I'm saying? The roster's only so extensive on the New Japan side. CMLL is going to be a surprise to all of us because a lot of us don't know who they are. But New Japan will be like, oh, okay, cool. Dave Finley's here. If Gabe Kidd shows up, then we're talking. Then I'm like, oh shit, this shit's getting serious. You know what I'm saying? So 7 for AEW, 10 out of 10 for WWE.
You have any matches, Dan, from that TNA and WWE collab that?
I'll give you guys a scoop here. One of the guys we got coming up in our new season is Ryan Nemeth, and I would really love to see him get his shot in WWE. I know, like, he's done like a tryout or two, but like he is just one of the funniest guys in all of wrestling. And like with WWE cooking, like with the way they do stories right now, I think he could really make
what kind of a hand did he have on Heels? Was he part of the production, the writing? Was he part of that?
So I don't know if he was involved in Heels. He did his own indie film that was called Heel.
That's what it is. I mixed the two.
Yeah. It's real great. It's kind of dark, but like it really kind of called out the whole like speaking out movement in wrestling, and indie wrestling in particular, kind of before it all broke. So he was like had his finger on the pulse there. But yeah, he's a really, really creative guy, and I think
Ryan Nemeth looking like a sober Sandman has been fucking me up since he got here, yo. Like, it's had me in a chokehold since he got here. I gotta say though, him and Matt Hardy and essentially his brother being like a faction, I'm kind of not crazy about this, man. It's really turning me off from TNA. Like, it's really tough to watch sometimes. Like, this isn't the main event scene I really wanted for TNA. I think I saw Mike Santana come back and was like, yo, immediately put Mike Santana in the main event scene. And now Mike Santana is going to be twiddling thumbs for the summer while Matt Hardy is taking over the fucking main event scene with Moose. You know what I'm saying? Were you tapped in any TNA, Dan?
Not too much. I checked out what was it? The first big, their big pay-per-view when they came back, and I was super hyped about it. And then the Scott D'Amore news hit, and I went really cold on it really fast. I'm like, oh man. But
it happens to the best of us, because it definitely happened to me too. Yeah.
But it seems like, I mean, Matt Hardy's side, it seems like there is still some embers still kind of burning there. So I would love for TNA to be like a real number 3 in the US. I think that'd be good for wrestling as a whole.
100%. You mentioned Ryan Nemeth being on season 3 of the Luchador pod. So I'm curious, like, is there any, like, I don't want scoops necessarily, but anything that we can look forward to on season 3 is maybe even a date or when to look
Hell
out
yeah,
for.
let's get some of that juicy gossip. Pour.
Yeah. No, yeah, we're working on it. It's yeah, so season 2 is what we got coming out, and yeah, it's we do like kind of like a full audio production with like original music and sound effects and all that. So we got like almost everything recorded, but the post production process is a bit of a slog. I think sometime this summer, but definitely not the beginning of the summer. But it's
on the
really
way.
we got some really awesome voice talents coming in. We got some like real like kind of professional voice actors. I don't know if you guys ever watched like Nickelodeon stuff from like the 90s, either like like Fairly Odd Parents or like Rocko's Modern Life, that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we got voice actors from that coming in and
Nice.
stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, guys, who work with like Guillermo del Toro and like a lot of his Netflix animated stuff, and then like a lot of really fun wrestlers. I'm keeping a lot of those under my hat, but like
I mean, cooking.
yeah, so Chavo, we got Hikaru Shida, we got Ryan Nemeth, Eric Rowan Redbeard. You guys, really great guy. If you guys check out, he's come out to New York a couple times lately for some. I don't think it was a GCW show, but it was like maybe the same weekend they were doing it. This guy Santa Chiba, he's based out of San Antonio and Austin. I'm in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
He's a fantastic luchador. He's like his gimmick. He's like everybody's like favorite Tio. He's like the drunk uncle at like the quinceañera.
He's me.
That's funny.
And this guy is fantastic. Like he's doing like all his own production stuff. He puts on his own shows.
He is a lucha Sandman, essentially.
Oh yes, very much so. And so he'll do anything from like comedy spots to like like no ring death matches, and it's just like really hoofing it out there. And it's a really great guy.
Mm.
Nice. Yeah, man. Everybody tap in. I'm looking forward to
I'm
it.
checking
Whenever you got the release date, definitely send us a line and we'll definitely support that for sure.
Will do.
Appreciate you, Dan, for coming through. And I mean, like once again, let everybody know where they can find you and where they can find the pod.
So look it up on wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple, what have you. The Luchador : 1,000 fights of El Fuego Fuerte. These are like El Santo Esquero. On socials at the Luchador Pod, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, all that stuff. That's great. Thanks so much for having me on. This is a blast.
Much love, Dan. We appreciate you.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Anytime. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode number 89 of the Ringside Club. It's been a pleasure. You don't have to go home. Oh, what's up? What you got?
Will we see the Wyatt Six at Clash of the Castle?
Will we see the Wyatt Six at Clash of the Castle? What say you?
I'm going to go ahead and say no. Don't hold me to it. We still got to get to the paper. The prediction. But I'm going to say no preliminary.
I'm going to say
Dan,
yes.
will we see the Wyatt Six? Yes, you say?
This is not insider information, but my gut says yes. My gut says
yes. At Clash of the Castle. Okay. They will finally be there.
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to go with that too.
Yeah.
Like we've seen some movement on that front, so I'm going to say yeah.
Yeah, we'll see them there.
Hopefully they show up. We'll see if they do.
Stay tuned for the Wyatt Six, but don't stay tuned.
Don't ever cut West
until
Side Gun off again. You know what I'm saying? Let that shit play, bro. Fourth row, baby. Fourth row, baby.
This has been episode number 89 of the Ringside Club. With that said, we'll catch y'all next Thursday. Peace.